This is a brand new Pokemon called a Wiglet. This is Pete Quinnell's Twitter handle. You know what to do. Congratulations on the surgery, Peter. You're a whole new man. I'm Adam from WrestleTalk, and here are this week's 10 wrestling news stories you might have missed. We do this video every week, by the way, so if you want to see wrestling news stories you might have missed from last week, go to last week. And there it is. And watch it. Number 1, WrestleMania Backstage fight. With all the attention that AEW's locker room brawl at All Out has received, it looks WWE may be about to take their own slice of that delicious backstage scuffle pie, albeit over 6 years after the proposed fight took place, so that pie is bad. In a recent interview with Sportskeeda, 4-time world champion and noted prick Alberto Del Rio detailed a previously unreported altercation between himself and League of Nations stablemates Sheamus, Rusev and Wade Barrett just minutes prior to their match with The New Day at WrestleMania 32 in Dallas, while purposefully leaving out the specifics of who was at fault. One of the members of the League of Nations grabbed this other member of the League of Nations, grabbed him by the neck and put them against the wall like that. So that's all I can say about it. Yikes. Well, at least there wasn't any biting involved this time. Number 2, Tyler Breeze announced for WWE appearance. Following on from Tyler Breeze's unlikely return to the Up Up Down Down YouTube channel earlier this year, it looks like the supermodel is set for another surprise appearance on WWE programming by next week's edition of The Bump. While it is unclear what this appearance will entail exactly, it's a positive sign for fans of Prince Pretty, hoping for a full-time return to the company. Since his release in June last year, Breeze has spent time recovering from injuries as well as Twitch streaming and working at his wrestling school, which he shares with AEW talent Sean Spears. However, while just speculation, a return for Breeze to WWE wouldn't be terribly unlikely, given his ties to Up Up Down Down, as well as Triple H's current track record of rehiring his NXT alumni. Also, he's well fit, and I want to look at him more. Number 3, update on CM Punk in AEW. While all parties involved in Brawl Out have uncertain current and future statuses in AEW, none are quite as up in the air as former world champion CM Punk. PW Torch's report from Wade Keller indicated that AEW was likely to buy out Punk's contract, which was corroborated by Brian Alvarez on Wrestling Observer Radio, who stated, "I don't expect to see Punk in AEW again." Alvarez also provided updates into the current stance of both the Elite and Punk's different camps regarding what actually occurred during the all-outation, stating that both are mostly on the same page. The Punk side has backed off the kicking the door down thing. Really, the only disagreement at this point is, were the Bucks aggressive? Punk's side admitted he threw the first punch. The only disagreement is, was he actually in fear for his safety, or did he just start punching? It's unlikely these questions will be answered until whatever current legal investigation AEW is conducting concludes. It's just sad that the image of the locker room door receiving a superkick party has been totally ruled out from existence. Number 4, update on AEW stars contacted by WWE. It looks like we can add 2 more AEW names to the ever-growing WWE contract tampering list, with WWE reportedly previously contacting one half of the former AEW Tag Champion Swerve Strickland, as well as the current New Japan Pro Wrestling AAA and Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions FTR about returns to the company. WWE reportedly looked to reunite Strickland with his former Hit Row stablemates B-Fab, Top Dollar and Ashante the Adonis. However, according to Fightful Select, Swerve instead referred WWE to his attorney due to his lack of interest in returning to the company. Meow. Despite also being a former Triple H guy in NXT, it is believed that Swerve's current tag team partner Keith Lee has not yet been contacted by WWE. There is always time for this to change, however, with AEW's legal officer reportedly reaching out to Nick Khan and Stephanie McMahon regarding these illegal approaches. Until then, however, Triple H may have to play the long game with many of his former NXT favorites, especially with TK's reported refusal to grant releases for one-to-way talents like Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews. TK, Tonky Kong, TK, Tonky Kong is mad. Number 5, Drew McIntyre suffering from food poisoning. Following his removal from last week's WWE live event, it's been revealed that Drew McIntyre is not injured, but instead has actually been rather poorly recently. According to PW Insider, the reasoning behind the Scottish Warrior's removal from the house show event was due to a bad bout of food poisoning, or as they would say in Scotland, the wet jobbies. Despite this, it seems like McIntyre has made a swift enough recovery to once again be factored in for creative plans for Friday's SmackDown, as well as the weekend's house shows. With 2 weeks until Extreme Rules, it's understandable that WWE will be looking to get the build to McIntyre and Cross at Extreme Rules back on track as soon as possible, please, especially following last week's SmackDown's disastrous segment, which McIntyre suffered a botched fireball, in open brackets, attack from Scarlett, which reportedly led to the rest of the muddled brawling that succeeded it to be improvised by Cross and McIntyre. Number 6, Mustafa Ali says he knows why WWE WWE won't go all in with him. While many of the more underutilized and misdirected superstars in WWE have been reaping the benefits of Triple H's regime change, one such talent that is yet to see any noticeable improvement is Mustafa Ali. Ali's 2022 has been extremely uneventful following his return to the company in April. Despite being thrust immediately into a promising feud with Austin Theory, he lost his opportunity at the Hell in a Cell event and has barely featured on any show not called Main Event since. His aimless trajectory has not gone unnoticed by his fans, who took to social media to question WWE's lack of commitment to his talent. I will never understand why in the world WWE won't go all in on Mustafa Ali. He is fantastic at promos and has the in-ring talent to match, to which Ali responded with, I know why, and I'll knock that down too. While we're all now left wondering what exactly it is Ali is referring to, it's evident he's not going to stop trying to win his doubters over within WWE. Number 7, Juice Robinson no longer with New Japan Pro Wrestling. After being a staple of New Japan over the past 7 years, Juice Robinson is supposedly done with the company. Speaking with Sports Illustrated prior to his Eliminator match with Jon Moxley on this week's Dynamite, Juice clarified his current status. I'm no longer representing New Japan and I want that to be clear. I carried that New Japan flag for 7 years. I've got no unfinished business there. I sang that song and I danced that dance and we've gone our separate ways. Juice leaves New Japan a former 3-time IWGP United States champion as well as a former IWGP Tag champion with David Finlay. Despite his appearance on Dynamite, Juice has not signed a contract with AEW as of yet. While Juice came up short against Moxley, he did recently call Dynamite the hottest show and called the match the biggest of his career. It's also important to mention his marriage to current interim women's champion Toni Storm, meaning a switch to AEW wouldn't be hard to envisage. Number 8, Bobby Fish denies reports. Following the previously mentioned reports of AEW talent being contacted by WWE, it seems like Triple H may not be the only one doing some tampering, or in this case, some fishing. Because his name is Bobby Fish. Ha 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 ha. Impact Wrestling's latest recruit, Bobby Fish, has recently denied some very juicy reports he had attempted to convince his former Undisputed Era stablemates Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly to request their AEW releases in order to join him in a return to WWE. The report came from Wrestling Observer Newsletter's Ryan Fredericks, who stated that the attempt may have led to Khan becoming aware of WWE's tampering attempts. It's possible Cole may have clued Tony in. Fightful Select then reported that sources within AEW and WWE both denied these reports, with WWE stating they had not been in contact with Fish. Now finally coming straight from the Fish's mouth, Bobby has responded to the reports through his Undisputed podcast, calling them absurd. Fish's debut in Impact seemed to dispel these reports, although it's not hard to imagine Triple H being interested in Cole, O'Reilly and Fish as a trio rather than taking Fish in as a solo act now. Unfortunately, for Fish, giving his injury record and age, by the time Cole and O'Reilly's reported lengthy AEW contracts are up, it's unlikely his stock will be as high as it was during the Undisputed Era's peak in NXT. Number 9, ring announcer Dan Masters passes away. Some truly saddening news broke on Wednesday regarding Women of Wrestling's Dan Masters, real name Daniel Henry, who tragically passed away on Tuesday as a result of a car accident while traveling in El Salvador. The news was broken by Henry's niece on Facebook, who paid tribute to the veteran announcer. Rest in peace to a remarkable, larger-than-life man, my Uncle Daniel. As a kid, he made me feel like the coolest person on this planet, talking on the radio, getting wake-up phone calls from famous wrestlers, and shout-outs at his wrestling events. He was the star of the show everywhere he went, but he made me feel special. He was taken too soon and will be missed tremendously by the people who knew and loved him. Henry's legacy is immortalized through more than 20 years working as a commentator and announcer across numerous companies such as PCW Ultra, Deep South Wrestling, and Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, as well as working in radio, boxing, and MMA. And number 10, The New Day reunite on G4. For the first time since Big E's truly unfortunate neck injury on the March 11th SmackDown, The New Day were finally once again reunited courtesy of G4's Attack of the Show. The trio took part in a spoofed toy advertisement video, and it's a bit hard to explain without watching it, but what's simple to understand is the heartwarming fuzziness felt by seeing a happy and healthy New Day back together once again on our screens. G4's association with WWE has been well documented since the gaming channel's relaunch in November 2021, with Xavier Woods appearing regularly as a host, as well as other notable stars such as Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, and Liv Morgan also making appearances. While we'd hope and pray that we can see a healthy Big E returning to WWE programming soon alongside Woods and Kofi, if all we can get is more content through G4, then it's truly better than having no New Day content whatsoever. And that's our list. What's been your favorite bit of wrestling news from this list? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to WrestleTalk if you enjoy these shows. Make sure you make WrestleTalk.com your homepage for up-to-the-minute wrestling news. And never forget to jam that jam.